Hi everybody and welcome back to the Upside Dan. Today I'm going to be talking about a new film now on Netflix that may be an Oscar hopeful, especially for Best Actor in Andrew Garfield. This movie musical is called Tick, Tick, Boom. So let's get into my spoiler-free thoughts. On the cusp of his 30th birthday, a promising young theater composer navigates love, friendship, and the pressures of life as an artist in New York City. This film is directed by Lin-Manuel Miranda and written by Stephen Levenson and based on the musical by Jonathan Larson. This movie stars Andrew Garfield, Alexandra Shipp, Robin de Jesus, Vanessa Hudgens, and Bradley Whitford. I was very excited to check this one out. I'm a huge fan of Rent. It is probably my favorite musical. I saw it actually on Broadway in New York City. I have seen it when it came to my hometown. I watched the movie, I listened to the music. I didn't know much about Jonathan Larson actually, so I was very interested in seeing this movie, regardless whether I, knew a lot about him or not. I really liked the cast. I really was interested in learning more about Jonathan Larson, and I am a fan of musicals. And of course, I'm a fan of Rent. I popped this on Netflix, and I gotta say, I was in a lot of ways blown away by this movie. This is an amazing movie. It is kind of a biopic, but it's so much different than like any biopic, whether it had music in it or not, that I've ever seen. It's new. It doesn't feel like a biopic, even though it is about a real person and about his life leading up to his 30th birthday. I gotta say first, Andrew Garfield does amazing here. He completely becomes Jonathan Larson. Because I did look up clips and stuff and his songs and everything, and I have seen him in interviews and stuff before. Andrew Garfield transcends acting here and just becomes this person, which I love when that can happen. It does happen a good amount. Like I did say Daniel Kaluuya transcend in Judas and the Black Messiah. I think that Jessica Chastain transcends acting in the eyes of Tammy Faye, and Andrew Garfield is also in the eyes of Tammy Faye, and I thought he did a very good job. But I think this might be his career best performance. I have not seen a few of his movies. Like I've not seen Hacksaw Ridge and a few others, but I do think that this might be his career best performance, and I really hope that he at least gets nominated for Best Actor this year at the Oscars. He definitely deserves it. The songs are also really good, really well written. There was another musical that came out this year that I didn't like called Dear Evan Hansen, and I just don't understand how that's an award-winning play if it has that plot. The songs, most of them are forgettable after I left the theater. The movie is kind of forgettable, unfortunately. But this one, Tick, Tick, Boom, this had me in awe. It had me laughing, it had me smiling, it had me feeling inspirational, it had me feeling sad, it had me crying. This is such an important story, and I'm so glad that Jonathan Larson's story is able to be told in this way. Like I said, it's different than regular biopics. It uses the music, and I know it's based off an actual musical, Tick, Tick, Boom, which I didn't know beforehand. It does a great job showing us this little portion of his life, his friends, his family, and you could see inspirations for Rent in here. And I was like, okay, that person's probably based off this person in Rent. That arc is probably based off this arc in Rent. Someone gives him the advice to write about what you know. This is definitely inspiration for one of the biggest Broadway musicals, Rent. It was so cool seeing like little Easter eggs and references. But no, I love the way they did this. He's on stage like telling this story, but then you go back and you see the story kind of play out. There's times when it's Vanessa Hudgens, singing a song, and then Alexandra Shipp sings part of it because he's imagining her, which was just a beautiful scene. It's when he finally gets this inspiration to write this song, and he sees, the girl that he loves singing what Vanessa Hudgens is really singing. And I thought Vanessa Hudgens was really good here as well. Alexandra Shipp did amazing here. I thought that this is some of the best stuff I've seen her do as well. And even Vanessa Hudgens, she's in it, but she's not like in it that much where I can really get a gauge on her acting. But when she sung this song, I could see it the most. I do think that she does a good job here, and she's a great singer. Really, this whole cast can really sing their hearts out. I was surprised by some of it, but they did very well. The directing here is beautiful. Like there's scenes, like I said, when Alexandra Shipp he's imagining Alexandra Shipp singing, it's like on a rooftop with a nice background of the sky and the skylight, and it looks really good. There's a diner scene where they're singing about Sundays because Andrew Garfield's character works at a diner. Then the diner opens up almost like it would in a Broadway musical, like if you have a set on stage. Sometimes it opens up so you could see everything. I thought that was a really good scene, but there was a really emotional scene. My heart like dropped. There's a character that is HIV positive, and he says that, and then it just, my heart dropped. Then Andrew Garfield goes on and he sings the whole song. That was just sad. That's when I cried. And it was a really beautiful scene on the piano, you know, in this kind of park auditorium. I thought that that was really well done. The directing, the writing is really good here. These characters, even though I do wish we got some more from the side characters, I think that we got enough, and I think that the focus was on what it should be, which was, of course, Jonathan Larson. This is a beautiful ode and tribute to Jonathan Larson. Andrew Garfield did a fantastic job. Lin-Manuel Miranda did an excellent job in his feature film directorial debut. I absolutely adore this film. It's one of my favorites of the year, if not my favorite of the year. It just felt so real, and I know some of this really happened, even though it does say in the beginning, this is based off a true story with some parts that Jonathan Larson made up, but which I liked, but it just felt so real. It felt Rent-ish. It did, and I really appreciated that about this movie. I don't really have any negatives that I can think of. I don't. This is one of my favorite movies of the year, if not my favorite. Before I get to my grade for this movie, what did you think of Tick, Tick, Boom? Have you seen it? It's on Netflix. Go check it out. I definitely recommend it. It was a really good film that just blew me away and had me thinking about it, thinking about, you know, almost, you know, life, existence. It was just beautifully done. But what did you think of it? Please blow up that comment section. But what would I give Tick, Tick, Boom? Tick, Tick, Boom gets a 9.5 out of 10 from me. That's a 9.5 out of 10 for Tick, Tick, Boom. If you've liked what you've seen here and you want to see some more, click around here for some more content. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video with the movie fans in your life. Hit that notification bell, subscribe, and come to the Upside Down.